Okay. We're continuing our little talk on the Beatitudes, and I want to thank Carol for sharing that story. The Beatitude of the week is "Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy." And this story that Carol shared with us of the man laying by the pool, a pool of healing, um, is really interesting because he laid there for many years, um, unable to get into the pool to be healed. And I wonder how many people walked past Jesus, or walked past this man, and saw his struggle before Jesus walked past and did and said what he said. Whenever I've heard people talking about this story, I've often heard people um, mention kind of the grammar of how Jesus spoke to this man. He says, "Do you want to be made well?" And I've heard this many times about um, almost incredulous tone of voice in Jesus. Do you want to be made well? Like, why haven't you figured this out after so many years? And it's always good to kind of play with the tone of what people say, because we just have a scripture, we have words on paper, and I do often encourage people to kind of add your creative license to the scripture, so that it has life, right? Do you want to be made well? Um, Thinking about being merciful, and I almost kind of gave it away there for a second, but there was another story that you may be aware of, that Jesus told, a parable, where a man was beaten and he was lying by the side of the road, left for dead, when a priest in his fancy cloth or whatever went by and did nothing. And a rabbi also went by and did nothing. Was it a rabbi, a Levite? One or the other. And then finally, the Good Samaritan, shows up and not only attends to the man, but puts him on his own donkey, takes him to the inn, and pays for all of his medical care until he's healed. Um, the question that prompted that story to Jesus was, "Who is my neighbor that I have to love?" And Jesus tells this story, the story of the Good Samaritan, and then turns to the person asking the question and reframes the question. Which one of these was the neighbor, do you think? And the answer was the one who showed mercy. Oh, yeah, the one who showed mercy. Didn't matter whether it was a priest or a Levite or a rabbi or a Samaritan, is the one who showed mercy. And Jesus says, "Go and do likewise." What I really like about this story that Carol read is Jesus living out that particular that parable. We think of a great story, what Jesus lives it out in this moment. And how many people walk past this man and wouldn't help him into the pool to be healed? Do you want to be made well? I don't know if it's really an incredulous question, because the man just answers yes. There's a determinant. Of course I want to be made well. And Jesus makes him well. Jesus makes him well. He doesn't throw them into the pool. He just heals them right then and there. So blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Is it okay if I weigh into Is it okay if I weigh into the election for a second? It's not to make an endorsement. It's not really even about the election. It's more about the campaign.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's really about the campaign. A few weeks ago, the president contracted the coronavirus. And the evening that happened, I was on Twitter and I was seeing a lot of the comments that came around to him about that. And it occurred to me that I think, like most people, I want kind of the ugliness to end. And when I come to blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy, I kind of think, and that circumstance made this clearer to me, that I want to be merciful. I just want to be merciful. I don't want to be like the priest or the rabbi or the Levite that walks by, even though I have been that person many times. I know that following Jesus, you not only, well, you do what Jesus did. And so I want to be merciful. I also know that there will come a time in life, and there have been a few times, in which I've needed the mercy of others. My parents were very merciful to me. Did some things I didn't need to do in life, and they never kicked me out. They never were going to anyhow, but I've just received mercy from friends. I've received mercy from you all. I've received mercy from other church people. And I do the accounting, right? Kind of like, where would I be if people were harsh to me when I maybe deserved it? And so knowing that I don't know if this is selfish or just maybe good advice, knowing that I need the mercy of others, it is imperative. It is part of the Christian way, the Jesus way, that I be merciful to others. And that means being near when people are suffering. That means being near when people are suffering. So I can't be Christian and unmerciful. It's the essence of the gospel. So sorry to weigh in there too much. Hope that wasn't too much. Only to say that these blessings from God are not just for joy, not just for happiness, but they're actually for our repair. They're actually for our reconciliation and for the healing that we need. So insofar as we have opportunity to be merciful, let us be merciful. Thanks be to God.